Hey guys, it's Joe from AmericanTrucks, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Black G3 Projector Headlights, fitting all 15 to 17 F150s with factory halogen headlights. Now, this is going to be a great option for any F150 owner out there looking to upgrade their halogen headlights to a projector-style headlight that's going to pack some serious modern styling with the LEDs and the blackout housing. So what do we have going on here with the G3? Before we talk about the actual lights in here, I want to talk a little bit about build quality and basically what makes up the styling of this headlight. Now, underneath of that clear lens, we do have a black housing, and that's really the best of both worlds. The black housing with the clear lens, that's going to give you that smoked look without actually smoking the lens and cutting into the light output of your headlight. And because of that, these are DOT compliant and legal in all 50 states. If that blackout look isn't in your taste though, the G3 is also available in chrome if that's more your style. The G3 is also going to pack a projector lens, and basically that's like a focusing iris over the light beam, and it's really going to narrow down the spread of that beam and aim it exactly where you need to see, rather than the standard old halogen headlight, which we've all seen before. It just basically throws light in every direction. This is definitely going to be an upgrade in visibility over the old stuff. Now, projector lights will require new bulbs. You can't use the standard old H11 and 9005 you would find in the old factory headlight. However, the G3 does have you covered, as everything you need is included in the kit. Both the high beam and low beam bulb, as well as the regular old reflector bulb for the turn signal right here, and this LED up at the top, that's just going to plug right in. So there's no bulb swapping, no going out to your local AutoZone to pick up bulbs you might need. The H3 is going to be a plug and play job right out of the box, and we're going to show you how that's done in just a second. Before we move off the topic of that turn signal, again, that is going to be one of the few similar spots where the H3 is pretty much the same as the factory headlight. That's going to use the regular old reflector style bulb, but again, that is included in the kit, and honestly, I don't think it really takes away from the looks too bad with the G3. Another thing I really like about the G3 is you sort of have this really nice diffused fiber optic accent light, and then you have the two sets of two strakes right in front of your high beam and low beam bulb. And again, that's going to give you a really nice modern touch, sort of similar to what the more modern upgraded F150 Lariats, Platinums would use with that projector bulb and the accent light around the side. And it's a really nice look. It fits the F150 really well. It looks like it could have come on this truck out of the factory, and that black housing is pretty much going to be a perfect match for the factory black grille here. And again, if you have the chrome grille, this is offered in chrome to match that as well. But if you are going to go with the black option, one thing I would highly recommend doing while you're in here, take care of the fog lights too. Those are a regular old reflector, so tying those together with a nice blackout LED option would be the icing on the cake for the G3. And the G3 is even available in a set of taillights if you're looking to tie the whole truck together. Pricing, and this is going to be the pair, it's going to fall in right around that $520 mark. And that's really not a bad price to pay if you're looking to upgrade your headlights. Again, these are a complete kit, no wiring necessary, all the bulbs you need are included. Build quality here is bar none. I think these things look amazing and match our blue F150 here almost perfectly, so it is a great return on investment, at least in my opinion. Before we move on to the install here, one thing I do want to make a quick note on is this is only intended as a replacement for the regular old halogen headlight housings. If you have projectors on your truck out of the factory, unfortunately these are not going to work for you, but we do have some other options on the website that will. So now let's talk about the good stuff, the install. As you guys probably could have gathered, this is going to be really easy. Plugs right into the factory harness. 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. At most, I think this will take you an hour to hit both sides with nothing but some basic hand tools. Again, no wiring knowledge necessary for these. So without any further ado, let me show you what tools you'll need and how it's done. Tools we use for this install are going to include a ratchet or two, trim panel removal tool, 10 and 7mm sockets, and ultimately to adjust your headlights, you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. So the first step in our headlight removal, we got to take care of this body color bezel piece, headlight trim piece that's right here. This pretty much covers up all the hardware that actually holds the headlight itself onto the truck. That's held on with two 7mm bolts in the wheel well and a push pin up here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that out of the way, and then we can start work on our headlight. One thing to note about these two is they're only threaded in the plastic, so we're gonna skip the power tools for these, and we're gonna go a little bit old school. Now that we have all of our hardware removed, this trim panel here is just held in with some body clips, so we can go ahead and work that off. Now there's another plastic piece we need to remove. This guy right here held on that body color trim piece. It's held on with a bunch of 10mm bolts. We're gonna get those all out of the way, and then we should be able to pull this off as well. We're also gonna have to remove these two 10mm bolts on top of the headlight. Now with all that removed, the headlight should just pretty much fall forward. And then on the back here, we can unplug all the connections. So we're gonna start up here with the marker light, and down here for the main power, and then the turn signal, and away we go. Now there's no bulbs for us to transfer over, nothing like that, so we're just gonna come in with the brand new light, plug it right back in, and put this back together. Now we're gonna bolt that back down at the top. Again, plastic threads here. Be gentle. Now we can go ahead and put this plastic piece back on, and we're gonna start the hardware over on this side first. And then we can hit the hardware in the front. And then we can put back on this plastic trim piece. And I'm just gonna secure this push pin at the top. And to wrap this side up, we're just gonna reinstall those two 7mm screws in the wheel well. So now that we have our driver's side headlight completely wrapped up, I figured now would be the perfect time to stop down and point out some key differences between the factory headlight, which we still have over on the passenger side, obviously, and our new G3 headlight, which is over here on the driver's side. Now, the biggest difference between these two, it's gonna come in the looks department. We're gonna get to that in a second. Before we do, let's talk light output. Over here, you have that very standard reflector style housing. It's gonna throw light in every which direction, and that is well and good. We've been doing that for years on the F150, but over here, we have a nice little modern upgrade with that projector bulb. It's really gonna be able to focus that light using that projector lens, which is gonna be a huge upgrade in visibility over the factory stuff. Now, there are a couple of other benefits with that as well. With that reflector style housing over here, you get a really chrome look. That's just the nature of how halogen bulbs work. Over here, you get to have that black housing, which, like I said earlier, better matches with the front grille behind me. We do get a bulb upgrade as well. Over here, we have the standard H11 and 9005. Over here, we have H1, H3, high beam, low beam. That's gonna be an upgrade as well, and specific for that projector style housing. We're also upgrading the marker light, which is gonna be right here at the top on either side. That is gonna be LED now rather than that standard halogen bulb, so that is a nice modern feature too. That pretty much sums it up as far as differences go between these two, but there are definitely some similarities that are worth pointing out. The turn signal, that is gonna stay the exact same halogen bulb on both of these sets of headlights, so no differences there. The lens, that's gonna be clear on both of these, just like the factory one with our G3, same shape as well, so that is definitely worth pointing out. Looks like the G3 could have come on the F150 from the factory. And at the bottom here, we get to keep that reflector, which is a nice little safety touch as well, definitely worth pointing out. All right, so now that we have all that covered, we're gonna head over to the passenger side and tie that up the same exact way. All right, so we're gonna start with our push pin. And then we can remove the 2 7s from the wheel well. Now we can pull that piece off. And then we can remove all the 10mm bolts out of the bottom. You can see we're missing a few here, that's fine. Then we can come over to the side. And we can pull that piece out. Then we can undo the 2 10s at the top. And then we pull out the headlight and disconnect it. And in comes our new piece. And then we can reinstall our hardware at the top. And now would probably be a pretty good time to test the headlights. Then we can reinstall this plastic piece on the bottom. And finally, we could pop back on this bezel piece, like so. And start the push pin on top. Click that into place. And last but not least, the 2 7s in the wheel well. Now, before we wrap things up here, there's one more thing we need to take care of, and that is the headlight adjustment. Especially if you're working with a lifted truck like ours, you want to make sure that you don't blind the car in front of you. There's an adjustment knob on the back side of these headlights. You can turn it with a Phillips head screwdriver. But that's going to do it for me. It's also going to do it for the Black G3 Projector Headlights, fitting all 15 to 17 F150s with the factory halogen headlights. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more like this one. Keep it right here in American Trucks for all things F-150.